Roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at Kabaya Gum Kit, Super God Ginrai Optimus Prime, and God Bomber. Yeah, we're actually looking at two different sets here. So these are part of Wave 3 of the Kabaya Gum Kits that were released back in March of 2011. And yeah, like I mentioned, this is actually two kits. So there was 3 kits that came out with that set. One was Powermaster Optimus Prime, which is right here on the left. The other guy was God Ginrai, or God Bomber, and the other one was Starscream, which is obviously we're not going to be taking a look at here. So, but yeah, these two guys here kind of go together, obviously, to form the super combined form that we're going to see later. Like I mentioned, this was released back in March of 2011. And they retailed for approximately 315 yen, which is roughly about $3. Take or give a few cents, depending on what the conversion rate was at the time. These are very small gum kits. I've reviewed a couple of these before, but if this is your first foray into a Kabaya gum kit, what this is, it's a very small model kit that you purchase for, like I said, for about $3, and it comes with gum, hence the name gum kits. And yeah, they come in these little sprues. You take all the little pieces off, and you build them while you chew your gum. So yeah, you open up the box. The inside of the box is actually the instruction sheet, and you've got sticker. In fact, most of the detail on these guys comes from stickers. Now, that's not to say that you can't do some painting of your own if you so wish. In the case of this figure, I haven't done any painting. This is all stickered up, but you can do, well, actually, that's not true. I have done some minor painting on this. The red trigger and the silver tip on this missile right here, I painted those. But other than that, I haven't really done any painting to this. Most of this is stickered, but you can do that if you so wish. Here in truck mode, Optimus is approximately 5 inches long. God Bomber is about 2.5 inches long, 3.5 if you want to go back here to the back of the wings. And they're both about 2 inches, or sorry, about 1.5 inches tall. 2 inches if you want to go up here to the top of the weapons. So, like I mentioned, most of the detail here is done in sticker, and there's no rolling. So the stickers themselves are actually the details on the wheels. If you look down, let me separate these guys real quick. It'll be probably a little easier to show. So as you can see, the wheels here, this is all just sticker. There's no real wheels here to speak of, so they don't actually roll very well. These are just kind of meant to, you know, little model kits that you build and you just kind of display on your shelf. But it's fun because you can actually transform them. Going around on Optimus here, you can see they kind of gave him the short stacks, which is a bit of a shame. I wish I would have given him long stacks. But you can see he's very faithful to that Optimus Prime, that Powermaster Optimus Prime figure that we're used to. And in fact, it's a really cool surprise with this guy because for something this small, it actually manages to make some improvements in the Super Robot mode for Powermaster Prime, and we'll see that when we get to it. Here's God Bomber real quick, just a trailer, so you can see very faithful, once again, to the original representation of the toy. So it's very, very cool, and the transformation is going to be about what you expect with this guy. This guy's mostly a parts former. Now, with and then to combine them, just like you did with the original toy, you just open that up, slide that in there, close it up, and there you go. Now you got your kind of a super convoy there. So there you go. Very cool little representation of Powermaster Optimus Prime. Now, as far as transformation goes, in this case, this guy will only transform into Powermaster Optimus Prime or God Ginrai. There is no, or Super Ginrai. There is no small robot mode, and there is no base mode on this guy. This guy only has 2 modes. There was an older version of this guy that I'm still trying to hunt down, released back in 1988, that did in fact do all 3 transformations. He wasn't quite this small. He was a little bigger, but he was a smaller model kit representation of Powermaster Optimus Prime. So I'm trying to hunt that one down, but for now, we've got this guy here, and like I said, yeah, only 2 modes, this mode and Super Robot mode. So getting into the transformation, let's back it up just a little bit, and we'll set God Bomber aside for a second. Pretty much what you expect from Powermaster Optimus Prime. So you got your peg right there that's holding onto the truck. Just release that, and then this guy is going to be really, really simple. Only 2 things to do here is going to be to pop up the head and then fold up the back of the truck right there, and that's it. That's all we're going to do with this guy. So for the main body, we're going to go ahead and remove the weapons and remove the shoulder cannons here as well. We're going to take these off. And then the transformation is going to be pretty much what you expect from a Powermaster Optimus Prime. We're going to take the side panels here. We're going to fold these guys straight down. And like I mentioned, these guys, like I said many times, these are model kits. These are all pegged in. So sometimes while you're playing around with it, moving them around, posing them or whatever, pegs do tend to come off like that. So expect that to happen at some point. I did that on purpose just to be able to show you guys. So we move the side panels down. We're going to take the post right here for the truck, move it all the way back. And then this is really cool. We're going to take the arms out just like we did with the original toy. Reach in here, and the fists are actually inside the arm there. So that actually is an improvement where it's got the retractable fists. And do the same thing on this side over here. And then you're going to notice that there's a post on the back of Optimus there. If you look in the bottom of the cab right here, there's a little port right there. So the truck part is going to slide in, and it's actually going to peg in there, and that's going to hold secure. We're going to bring in our shoulder guns, peg these guys in, and we're going to give him one of his rifles. I like to see him with a one rifle. And there is Optimus Prime, Powermaster Optimus Prime, in his robot mode. And there's part of those parts that I mentioned that like to pop off. When you're playing around with this guy, expect pieces to pop off because you put all of this together, and you can, if you want, you do have the option in some places to super glue these guys in. Like these parts right here would actually be parts that could possibly benefit from super gluing it. I just haven't gotten brave enough to do it, and I just put that on upside down. How about that? So let's get the cab out of here. Let's pop this piece right back out, and then this piece is going to flip. Now we can put this piece back in. And here's what I'm talking about. On these two pegs right here, I wouldn't do it on the top peg because obviously that has to rotate. But on these bottom pegs here, you could probably put a dab of super glue there and have them hold into place a little better. I haven't gotten brave enough to do it, but it could possibly be done. So now pop those in there. Now the arm is back in there correctly. Peg the cab back into place here. And there we go. So there is Powermaster Optimus Prime in robot mode. And he's actually a little bit improved from the original toy. Check this guy out. He looks really, really cool. Here in robot mode, Optimus is approximately 4 inches tall. And let's bring him in close for some detail. Again, the detail is all going to be stickered. So this, the face here is all going to be stickered as well. Just get him focused on there. There you go. So, but still, very Powermaster Optimus Prime, very G1. Very nice looking. And, yeah, taking a little more looks at all the details here. You can see all the details that you expect from Powermaster Optimus Prime are here. He looks just like the original toy did, which is very cool. But actually, he looks a little better. They did improve the proportions on this guy. The head is a little smaller. The original Powermaster Optimus Prime, I always felt looked a little bobbleheadish. The head was a little too big on him. So this guy actually has a smaller head, which improves the proportions. And then the arms are a little longer because you've got the retractable fist. You're actually able to give him a little bit of a longer arm, which is more proportionate to the robot. And I think it looks fantastic. And then on top of that, they also gave him an elbow joint. Check that out. So the arms are actually two pieces that you put together. So that actually creates an elbow joint. So the articulation on this guy is actually improved because you can take the arms out a little bit and you can actually bend the elbows and bring the fists in a little bit. So you can give them a very kind of natural looking pose almost. And it improves upon the general overall look of the figure from the original. I think that's fantastic. I think that's absolute genius, and I really love the way that looks. Very, very well done. Mentioning articulation, other than that, it's pretty much going to be the same as the original. Nothing at the head. You do have forward and backward on the shoulder, and due to transformation, you're going to have that in and out. You've got that bend at the elbow, which, by the way, you can also take backwards, but I don't know why you would want to do that. And then you've got a little bit of in and out with the fist due to the transformation and the fist being retractable. The hips, you're going to have the in and out just like you would with the base, even though you don't transform into the base. And that's about it. So just about the same articulation as the original figure, just with the added elbows and fists right there. So very, very, very nice. So we'll set Optimus off to the side here, and we'll bring in God Bomber. And then God Bomber is pretty much the same way as the original figure was. You're going to just take the entire thing apart, and it's all going to be just one big parts former. So take those off, take these off. And while you're right here, go ahead and rotate the head up and out. Come on, buddy. Rotate that all the way out. Turn these. And then you're going to want to bring this part in. And you see these hoops with these holes right here. There's two little pegs right there on the side. So you're going to want to hug those on each side and kind of clip into place right there. Just like that. Bring the wings down. And then the fists are going to peg in. There's a little peg on the inside of the fist that's going to peg into that port right there. And in the case of this guy, it doesn't really matter which side goes where. With the original toy, there was one side of the fists that had a flap that was kind of like a cover that you wanted that on the front side. And then you also had only one set of stickers, which you kind of wanted the stickers to face the front. But in the case of this toy, they actually brought stickers for both sides. Same as the wings up here on the top. You got stickers on both sides of the wings. So, but anyway, with the arms right here, it doesn't really matter. You can put them on either side, and it's not going to affect the toy. Come down here, these bottom parts, and you're going to want to get this gray panel here, and you want to get your nail in there, flip that all the way out. Come down to this little bottom panel and flip out his foot, just like that. Do the same thing with the other bottom piece of the trailer. And then you're going to want to position these to where the blue is facing out, just like so. And these guys are going to peg into these red pegs that are coming out of the bottom of his torso right there. Peg those guys in just like so. And then finally, you're going to want to take his gun, and you're going to want to peg it right there on the top, just like that. And there is God Bomber in robot mode. And again, he looks very faithful to his original G1 counterpart. Here in robot mode, God Bomber is, once again, about 4 inches tall. Just a little over if you want to go to the top of this trigger here. And then as far as articulation, not much. You got to forward and backwards on the shoulder. You got to bend at the elbow, again, due to the parts forming, in the pegging. And then you've got a little bit of a forward knee right there due to the transformation for that. That doesn't really count. So there you go. There's both of them side by side. Check these guys out. They look pretty good together. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And then finally, we're going to be able to combine these guys so that we can form, I guess, if this guy was God Ginrai, if this guy was God Bomber, then this guy was Ginrai, and then he went into Super Ginrai. I'm trying to remember. It's been ages since I watched this show. I know that the regular robot was called Ginrai. I want to say that this form right here, this Powermaster Optimus Prime, was called Super Ginrai, and then the combination of the two was called God Ginrai. Like I said, I haven't seen this in ages, so if I'm saying that wrong, go down in the comments and let me know, but I think that's how that was. So we're going to go for Super Ginrai. We're going to combine these and form God Ginrai. So what we're going to want to do is take off the weapons on Super Ginrai and take off the shoulder cannons. Not the arm, just the shoulder cannon, but thank you. All right, so there we go. And leave them just like that. And now Optimus is ready for the combination, and we'll set these aside for now. And then we're going to take God Bomber, and we're going to take him completely apart. So, and this time we are going to take the wings off. So just take everything off, just like so. Separate the arms, separate the legs. Take the legs and close them back up again the way you had them in trailer mode, just like that. Separate these two back pieces here, and tuck in the head. So now we've got all these parts here. We're going to start right here with what was the chest of God Bomber. Go ahead and lift up the peg for the truck right here. And we're going to take these two pegs. We're going to peg this guy into the back of Optimus just like so. Bring that back down. And then I typically like to just put away one of the guns right there on his back. Just like so. Okay, we are going to take the wings right here. And then with the wings, it does matter because you have a solid side and you have a hollow side. So you're going to want to have the hollow side facing backwards. And we're going to take the wings and we're going to peg them into the side of the what was God Ginrai's torso, just like that. And once again, with this guy, a little bit of improvement because these wings are a little longer than they were on the original toy. So it does improve on the look just a little bit. Take the fist right here. You can see there's a little peg on the inside. We saw that before. We're going to take it into the port on the side of the arm right here. And do I have to? I don't think I do. Yeah, it's not necessary. You don't have. wondering whether I had to roll the fist in or not. And obviously, it's not necessary. You can leave the fist out if you want. So go ahead and pick these guys on the side here, each side, which is going to make the arms just a little longer. And but that's going to even out once we add the feet later on, which I'm going to do last, actually. Take the chest right here, and once again, these hoops right here, we're going to peg into these. There's two little pegs. They're barely pegs, but they're molded in there. They're very, very short pegs molded on the side of the truck, right, or of the Optimus right there. So we're going to want to peg those in right there, just like so. You heard those snap into place, and bring this down. Bring the arms back down again. And then we are going to bring in the feet right here. And you see these T pegs right here, these T-shaped pegs. So these guys are going to peg into these slots on the bottom of the feet. You're going to want the gray part of the trailer facing inwards, and then the wheels you're going to want to go forward with. So we're going to bring those guys right in there. Bring in what was the one of the shoulder cannons and peg them in right here. And that's going to help to hold those feet in place. Do the same thing on this side. Bring in the shoulder cannon, peg that in. Now, personally, I like the look of these guns up on the shoulders, like he was in regular Powermaster Optimus Prime mode. And you can do that with this toy, but again, these are helping to hold this in place. So as you move them around, if you don't have the guns, these feet pieces here, they tend to fall off, which is a bit unfortunate. But also because this is the actual original configuration, this is the way what I'm going to go with. And then finally, we're going to take the gun right here. There's a peg on the side, and that peg is going to go on this top piece of the chest. So that's going to peg in right there. And then finally, we're going to bring in his gun. And there you go. There is Powermaster Optimus Prime with Apex Armor, or God Ginrai, all combined, and looking very, very nice. Here in combined mode, Optimus is approximately 4 3/4 inches, maybe pushing 5. These add-ons here on the feet really don't do a whole lot to add a lot of height to him. I mean, he does get a little taller, but not by much. He's still kind of small. But there you go. He looks fantastic, and again, he looks very proportionate. The actual overall look of this is improved from the original toy because he's got the longer arms, he's got the smaller head, and he's got longer wings. It's actually an improvement overall looking from the original toy, which is very, very cool. As far as articulation, again, not much more added. Here, you still got the arms, in and out. You got a bit of, you got some forward and backwards, and you got the elbow, but you've lost the fist. And then the feet can go in and out just a little bit. That's about it, or on the legs rather. That's going to be about it on articulation. Bringing them in for detail, you can see the chest piece there. You got your Autobot symbol there. You got your windows on the chest there. And I'm probably going to take those guns and paint them. Now that I've done the review, go ahead and just start painting and putting detail to this guy. I usually try not to touch these until afterwards, until after I've shot them. But there you go, just going all the way around so you can see what this guy looks like all the way around. Very cool little figure. And just in case you're curious, you can take these out, which I actually prefer this myself. But like I said, when you do this, then expect these feet pieces to come off because they are helping the feet to hold in place. But me personally, I like the way that looks right there. I think that looks even better right there. Again, this is not so much of an action figure. If you try to play around with these guys, parts are going to fall off because it is a little model kit. He's not intended to have much rough play done to him. He's kind of just a piece that you put together and you pose him and you display him. So there you go. But you've got a couple of options. You can display him in vehicle mode with the two trailers and convoy mode. You can display the super robot with God Ginrai, or with the God Bomber robot. Just have the two robots to display, or you can combine them both up and display him this way, or with the guns down here. Completely up to you. So very, very cool little figure. It's an awesome add-on. I am absolutely really happy that I got this, and it's a great addition to my Optimus Prime collection. And I think with that, we've covered the Kabaya Gum Kit, Super God Ginrai, or Optimus Prime. What did you think of this figure, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.